Do your legs feel weaker as you get older? Do you sometimes notice it's harder to climb stairs, stand up from a chair, or keep your balance while walking? If so, you are not alone. And what if I told you that one simple habit you repeat every single morning might be making this problem even worse? Most seniors don't even realize what's happening until it starts to affect their daily life. The stairs that once felt easy become a struggle. Getting up from the couch takes more effort. Simple walks feel exhausting, and falls become a growing concern. Leg strength isn't just about convenience. It's about your independence, your safety, and your ability to enjoy the life you love. Once leg muscles weaken beyond a certain point, the risk of falls, fractures, and long recovery times skyrockets. But here's the good news. Much of this decline can be prevented or even reversed. The key is knowing when your muscles are most vulnerable and what you can do every day to protect them. Today, I'll reveal the one common morning mistake that quietly destroys leg strength in seniors. And more importantly, I'll give you 5 simple, science-backed morning habits you can start using tomorrow to rebuild strength, stability, and confidence. As a doctor who has worked with thousands of seniors over the years, I have seen this pattern repeat over and over again. People come in worried about their balance, their stamina, or their falls. But very few realize that the first few hours of every day play a crucial role in their muscle health. What you do each morning sets the tone for your leg's strength, endurance, and stability. So if you're ready to regain control over your leg strength, reduce your fall risk, and feel stronger with each passing year, let's dive in. About to learn could completely change how you start your mornings and protect your legs for many years to come. Let's begin by understanding why your legs feel weaker as you get older. What's really happening inside your muscles? Why do stairs feel steeper, balance feels shakier, and simple tasks require more effort than they used to? The answer starts with a natural process called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the progressive loss of muscle mass and strength that begins as early as your 30s, but accelerates rapidly after the age of 60. Studies show that adults over 60 can lose between 3 to 8% of muscle mass every decade. And this rate increases with age if nothing is done to counteract it. Muscles are living tissue. Every single day, your muscles undergo a constant cycle of breaking down and rebuilding. In younger adults, the rebuilding process easily keeps pace with the breakdown. But as we age, that balance shifts. The body becomes less efficient at repairing and building new muscle fibers. Several factors contribute to this shift. One of the biggest is hormonal changes. After menopause, women experience a dramatic drop in estrogen levels. Estrogen plays a critical role not only in bone density, but also in maintaining lean muscle mass. Testosterone, though lower in women than in men, also declines with age and plays a key role in muscle development and repair. Without these hormones working in your favor, your muscles become more vulnerable to shrinkage and weakness. Another major contributor is physical inactivity. As we age, many people become less physically active due to aches, joint pain, or fear of injury. The less you use your muscles, the more your body interprets that you don't need them. This leads to what's known as disuse atrophy. The muscles shrink because they're not being challenged regularly. And then there's nutrition. Appetite often changes with age. Some seniors unintentionally consume fewer calories, fewer nutrients, and especially less protein, all of which are essential building blocks for muscle repair. Without enough protein, your body simply cannot maintain or build new muscle fibers efficiently. But it's not just about how your muscles feel. The silent danger of losing leg strength goes far beyond simple weakness. Your legs are your foundation. They stabilize you with every step, support you when you stand, and catch you when you stumble. When leg strength fades, you become far more vulnerable to falls, fractures, and serious injuries. In fact, studies have shown that after age 65, falling becomes one of the leading causes of hospitalization and long-term disability. What starts as mild leg weakness can quickly spiral into a major loss of independence. Simple activities like shopping, gardening, traveling, or even walking around your home can feel unsafe or impossible. But here's something most people don't realize. Sarcopenia is not an inevitable part of aging. Yes, it's common, but it's not unavoidable. The reason many seniors experience rapid muscle decline isn't simply because they're aging, but because of how their lifestyle choices interact with their aging body. And one of the most critical, yet overlooked moments that influences this process is first thing in the morning. What you do in the first 60 to 90 minutes after waking can either feed your muscles and help maintain strength, or quietly contribute to ongoing muscle loss. This brings us to one of the most damaging morning mistakes that seniors make, often without realizing it, and that is where we'll go next. Every morning, your body wakes up in a fragile metabolic state. After hours of sleep without food, your muscles are running low on amino acids, the building blocks they need for repair and maintenance. This is where many seniors unknowingly make a critical mistake. They either skip breakfast entirely, or they delay consuming protein for several hours after waking. You might think skipping breakfast saves calories or isn't important. But for older adults, this habit can silently accelerate muscle loss, especially in the legs, which require constant maintenance due to their role in movement and balance. When your body wakes up without sufficient amino acids available, it still needs fuel to maintain vital functions. If it doesn't receive new protein soon after waking, it begins pulling amino acids from your own muscle tissue. This process is known as muscle catabolism, where your body essentially cannibalizes muscle to meet its energy and metabolic needs. The problem becomes even more significant after age 60, because your muscles are less responsive to protein than when you were younger. Scientists call this phenomenon anabolic resistance. It means that as you age, your muscles require not only more protein, but also more precise timing to stimulate muscle growth and prevent breakdown. A landmark study published in the Journal of Nutrition followed elderly women who consistently consumed protein early in the morning versus those who delayed protein intake. The results were striking. Women who ate protein within the first hour of waking maintained significantly more muscle mass, better strength, and lower fall risk compared to those who waited until lunchtime or later to eat protein. The window of opportunity in the morning is small but powerful. Consuming protein within 30 to 60 minutes after waking provides your muscles with the raw materials they need to switch from a breakdown state into a rebuilding state. It signals your body to start muscle protein synthesis, the biological process of repairing and building muscle fibers. Unfortunately, many popular breakfast routines are completely lacking in protein. A piece of toast, a cup of coffee, or even just a piece of fruit might satisfy your hunger temporarily, but they do almost nothing to halt overnight muscle loss. To make matters worse, many seniors unintentionally develop a pattern of undereating protein across the entire day. Research shows that seniors need more protein per meal than younger adults to achieve the same muscle-building effect. Yet many consume the majority of their protein at dinner, missing the critical morning window when their muscles are most depleted. The solution is simple, but requires consistency. Start your morning with a minimum of 20 to 30 grams of high protein. Excellent sources include eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, protein smoothies, or carefully formulated protein powders designed for seniors. For example, 2 eggs provide about 12 grams of protein. A cup of Greek yogurt adds another 15 to 20 grams. A small protein shake can easily deliver 25 grams or more, depending on the brand and formulation. When you nourish your muscles properly first thing in the morning, you're not only preserving strength, but you're also helping your body maintain balance, stability, and resilience throughout the day. This one habit, practiced daily, can dramatically reduce your risk of falls, frailty, and the rapid loss of independence that too often accompanies aging. But protein isn't the only morning hazard. Threatening your leg strength, there's another common trap lurking in many breakfast tables, one that spikes your blood sugar, fuels inflammation, and further damages your muscle health. Let's explore that next. While skipping protein is one major mistake, what many seniors do choose to eat for breakfast can be equally, if not more, harmful for their leg strength. Unfortunately, a large portion of common breakfast foods today are essentially sugar bombs, disguised as healthy choices. Think about what's often marketed to seniors or seen in many kitchens: cereals labeled as heart healthy, flavored oatmeal packets, breakfast bars, fruit juices, pastries, pancakes drenched in syrup, or those enticing flavored coffee drinks that taste more like dessert than coffee. While these options may feel satisfying in the moment, they initiate a harmful chain reaction inside your body. The first problem is the rapid blood sugar spike these foods create. Processed carbohydrates and added sugars are absorbed quickly into the bloodstream, causing glucose levels to soar shortly after eating. Your body responds to this surge by releasing a large amount of insulin, the hormone responsible for moving sugar out of your bloodstream and into your cells. While insulin is necessary for life, frequent large insulin surges, known as insulin spikes, create a dangerous environment over time. Repeated insulin spikes contribute to a condition called insulin resistance, which not only increases your risk for type 2 diabetes, but directly impacts your muscle health. Insulin resistance interferes with your muscle's ability to absorb nutrients efficiently, repair damaged fibers, and maintain mitochondrial health. Mitochondria are the tiny engines inside your muscle cells that produce energy. Healthy mitochondria are critical for maintaining strength, endurance, and balance, especially in the large, load-bearing muscles of your legs. But when mitochondria become damaged by oxidative stress, high blood sugar, and inflammation, your muscles weaken more quickly. One study, published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, found that individuals with frequent high blood sugar fluctuations had significantly lower mitochondrial efficiency, reduced leg muscle endurance, and greater risk of falls. In addition to mitochondrial damage, high-sugar breakfasts also fuel chronic low-grade inflammation, which we'll explore more deeply in the next section. For now, understand that sugary foods first thing in the morning essentially prime your body for a day of inflammation, unstable energy, and impaired muscle function. You might also experience that familiar pattern of an energy crash. Just a few hours later, after your blood sugar spikes, it quickly drops, leaving you fatigued, lightheaded, and craving even more sugar or caffeine to feel normal again. This vicious cycle sets you up for poor balance, decreased reaction time, and even dizziness, all of which increase your fall risk throughout the day. Unfortunately, many seniors fall into this pattern, not out of carelessness, but because these foods are widely marketed as convenient and healthy. Breakfast bars claim to be nutritious. Fruit juices are marketed as natural. Flavored coffees are promoted as a daily treat. But all of them contribute to silent muscle breakdown. If consumed regularly, the good news is that simple swaps can make a profound difference. Instead of sweetened cereals, choose oatmeal topped with ground flaxseed, cinnamon, and fresh berries for natural sweetness and anti-inflammatory benefits. Replace fruit juice with whole fruits, which provide fiber that slows sugar absorption. Skip flavored coffee syrups and add a splash of cinnamon or unsweetened almond milk instead. If you build your breakfast around protein, fiber, and healthy fats, you stabilize your blood sugar, fuel your muscles properly, and set yourself up for better strength, balance, and energy throughout the day. But sugary breakfasts aren't the only overlooked culprit. There's another, silent, often invisible factor that impacts your leg strength every morning, and it starts even before you eat your first bite. That factor is dehydration, and we'll explore its impact next. There's one more factor quietly undermining your leg strength every single morning, and most seniors have no idea it's happening. That factor is mild dehydration. Every night while you sleep, your body naturally loses fluids. You breathe out moisture with every exhale, you sweat slightly, even if you don't feel hot, and your kidneys continue processing fluids. By the time you wake up, you may have gone 6 to 8 hours without any fluid intake. For many seniors, this results in a state of subclinical dehydration by morning, meaning you're mildly dehydrated even if you don't feel thirsty. Why does this matter for your leg strength? First, even mild dehydration reduces your blood volume. Your heart has to work harder to circulate oxygen and nutrients throughout your body. With less circulating blood, your muscles receive less oxygen, fewer nutrients, and less energy to perform their functions. This particularly affects your large leg muscles, which require substantial blood flow for balance, walking, and standing. Second, dehydration negatively affects your neuromuscular coordination, the precise communication between your brain, nerves, and muscles that allows you to balance, react, and move smoothly. Studies have shown that even 1 to 2% dehydration can impair balance, delay reaction times, and increase the risk of falls, especially in older adults. One clinical study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors who began Their day dehydrated experienced significantly higher rates of instability during walking and standing tasks, even if their dehydration levels were considered mild. Dehydration also thickens your blood slightly, making circulation sluggish. Muscles that don't receive proper blood flow tire more quickly, fatigue faster during physical activity, and become more prone to cramping or spasms, all of which compromise your leg strength. You might also notice subtle signs like feeling dizzy when you first stand up, a condition known as orthostatic hypotension, where blood pressure drops temporarily upon rising. This increases fall risk and is often aggravated by poor hydration. Unfortunately, many seniors unintentionally adopt habits that worsen morning dehydration, drinking too little water during the day, consuming excessive caffeine or alcohol, taking certain medications like diuretics, and simply not feeling as thirsty with age can all contribute to chronic low-level dehydration that accumulates overnight. The good news is that correcting morning dehydration is simple and highly effective. For protecting leg strength, start your day by drinking at least 1 full glass of water within the first 15 minutes of waking. Adding a pinch of sea salt or an electrolyte powder free of added sugars can further support proper hydration by helping your body retain the fluids and balance electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, all of which are crucial. For muscle function, following hydration with light movement, such as gentle stretching or a short walk, helps get your circulation flowing, delivers oxygen to your leg muscles, and signals your body to wake up fully prepared for the day ahead. Some seniors find it helpful to keep water by their bedside and drink a portion even before getting out of bed, especially if dizziness or unsteadiness upon standing is a concern. If you consistently prioritize hydration first thing in the morning, you'll likely notice improvements in your stability, endurance, and overall energy levels throughout the day. Your leg muscles will thank you for giving them the oxygen, nutrients, and fluids they need to perform at their best. But dehydration is only one piece of the puzzle. There's another silent enemy that builds up over time in your aging muscles, one that inflames, stiffens, and slowly weakens your legs if left unchecked. This next factor is called inflammaging, and we'll explore it in detail next.rts, even before you eat your first bite. That factor is dehydration, and we'll explore its impact next. As we've seen, factors like protein timing, blood sugar spikes, and dehydration can erode leg strength over time. But there's one more hidden process quietly damaging your muscles day after day. Something scientists now call inflammaging. Refers to the chronic, low-grade inflammation that naturally increases as we grow older. Unlike acute inflammation, which helps you heal after injury, chronic inflammation lingers quietly in the background, even when there's no obvious injury or infection present. Over years and decades, this ongoing smoldering inflammation gradually damages tissues throughout your body, including your muscles. In your leg muscles, inflammaging stiffens fibers, reduces flexibility, weakens repair capacity, and accelerates breakdown. This not only makes your muscles feel weaker, but also increases your risk for strains, poor balance, and falls. Several factors contribute to inflammaging oxidative stress, where unstable molecules called free radicals damage cells over time. Dysfunction, where your muscle cells' energy production becomes less efficient. Immune system where your body's inflammatory response becomes hyperactive. But here's what's critical. Much of this inflammaging is heavily influenced by your daily lifestyle choices, especially what you eat first thing in the morning. Many typical breakfast foods actually fuel this silent inflammation. Processed meats like bacon and sausage contain advanced glycation end products, AGEs, which directly promote oxidative stress. Refined vegetable oils commonly used in fried foods, margarine, and packaged pastries contain high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, which in excess push the body toward a pro-inflammatory state. Even seemingly harmless white bread, muffins, and sugary yogurts can contribute to chronic inflammation when consumed regularly. Over time, this daily morning exposure to pro-inflammatory foods builds up damage that weakens your muscles from the inside out. And because inflammation often progresses silently, you may not notice any symptoms until your leg strength is already compromised. The good news is that targeted anti-inflammatory nutrients can help reverse this process and protect your leg muscles. One of the most powerful groups of nutrients are omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, as well as flaxseed, chia seeds, and walnuts. Omega-3s actively suppress inflammatory pathways and support muscle protein synthesis. Another valuable category is antioxidant-rich fruits and vegetables. Berries, particularly blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries, are rich in polyphenols that neutralize free radicals and reduce oxidative stress. Leafy greens like spinach and kale provide vitamins and minerals that regulate inflammation. Turmeric, a spice containing curcumin, has been extensively studied for its anti-inflammatory properties. Curcumin helps suppress key inflammatory signaling molecules that contribute to muscle breakdown. Studies in older adults have shown that daily turmeric supplementation can reduce markers of inflammation and improve muscle function. By simply adding these anti-inflammatory foods to your morning routine, you create a protective environment that shields your leg muscles from daily inflammatory damage. This not only preserves strength, but also improves flexibility, joint health, and recovery from physical activity. The combination of protein, hydration, stable blood sugar, and anti-inflammatory nutrients forms a powerful foundation to safeguard your leg strength. But how can you put all of this together into one simple, actionable routine? That's exactly what we'll cover next with a 5-step morning fix to rebuild your leg strength starting tomorrow. The good news is that correcting morning dehydration is simple and highly effective for protecting leg strength. Start your day by drinking at least 1 full glass of water within the first 15 minutes of waking. Adding a pinch of sea salt or an electrolyte powder free of added sugars can further support proper hydration by helping your body retain the fluids and balance electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium, all of which are crucial for muscle function. Following hydration with light movement, such as gentle stretching or a short walk, helps get your circulation flowing, delivers oxygen to your leg muscles, and signals your body to wake up fully prepared for the day ahead. Some seniors find it helpful to keep water by their bedside and drink a portion even before getting out of bed, especially if dizziness or unsteadiness upon standing is a concern. If you consistently prioritize hydration first thing in the morning, you'll likely notice improvements in your stability, endurance, and overall energy levels throughout the day. Your leg muscles will thank you for giving them the oxygen, nutrients, and fluids they need to perform at their best. But dehydration is only one piece of the puzzle. There's another silent enemy that builds up over time in your aging muscles, one that inflames, stiffens, and slowly weakens your legs if left unchecked. This next factor is called inflammaging, and we'll explore it in detail next, RTS, even before you eat your first bite. That factor is dehydration, and we'll explore its impact next. Now that you fully understand the silent threats eroding leg strength, from skipped protein to sugary breakfasts to dehydration and chronic inflammation, let's turn that knowledge into action. You don't need complicated routines or expensive supplements. You simply need to consistently support your muscles every morning when they are most vulnerable and most responsive. Here's your simple, science-backed 5-step morning fix designed to protect and rebuild your leg strength. Step 1. Prioritize a protein-rich breakfast within 30 to 60 minutes of waking. This is your most critical step. After hours of fasting overnight, your muscles are hungry for amino acids. Giving your body high-quality protein early signals your muscles to begin repair and growth. Aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein. For example, 2 whole eggs, 12 grams, 1 cup of Greek yogurt. 15 to 20 grams of scoop of protein powder in a smoothie, 20 to 30 grams cottage cheese. 14 grams per half cup a handful of almonds. Or chia seeds for additional protein and healthy fats. Rotate options to avoid monotony. But make sure that every breakfast starts with sufficient protein. This simple act helps stop muscle catabolism in its tracks and stimulates the rebuilding process. Step 2. Hydrate. Immediately upon waking, before you even think about food, drink 1 full glass of water within your first 15 minutes of being awake. This helps restore blood volume, improve circulation, and optimize delivery of oxygen and nutrients to your leg muscles. For even greater benefit, add electrolytes. A small pinch of sea salt or an unsweetened electrolyte supplement can help replenish sodium, potassium, and magnesium lost overnight. These minerals directly support muscle contraction, nerve communication, and balance. Some seniors keep a glass of water beside the bed and take their first few sips while still sitting up, which can prevent dizziness upon standing. Step 3. Do light morning movement to activate your muscles. Gentle movement first thing in the morning gets blood flowing to your legs, warms up your joints, and wakes up your neuromuscular system. This simple habit improves balance and reduces stiffness throughout the day. You don't need to do a full workout. Even 5 to 10 minutes of stretching or walking is enough. Try ankle circles to loosen feet and calves, light calf raises while holding onto a chair, gentle marches in place, short morning walks, even around your home. These movements prepare your legs for strength, coordination, and stability throughout the day. Step 4. Incorporate anti-inflammatory nutrients into breakfast. As we discussed earlier, chronic inflammation silently damages muscle fibers over time. But you can fight back daily with targeted nutrition. Easy options include a handful of blueberries or blackberries added to yogurt or oatmeal, a tablespoon of ground flax seeds stirred into smoothies or cereal, a sprinkle of turmeric into eggs, or warm beverages, adding a few walnuts or chia seeds to your meal. These foods supply antioxidants and healthy fats that actively reduce oxidative stress and protect your muscle mitochondria. Step 5. Avoid blood sugar spiking foods. First thing, you've already learned how sugary breakfasts sabotage muscle health through insulin spikes, inflammation, and mitochondrial damage. Each morning, be mindful to skip sugary cereals, fruit, juices, pastries, sweetened coffee drinks, highly processed breakfast bars instead. Build your plate around whole foods that provide stable energy, protein, fiber, and healthy fats. For example, scrambled eggs with spinach and avocado, plain Greek yogurt topped with berries and flaxseed, protein smoothie blended with unsweetened almond milk, frozen berries, and chia seeds. By stabilizing your blood sugar, first thing, you create an internal environment that supports steady energy, better balance, and stronger legs all day long. When these 5 steps are performed consistently, they create a powerful morning routine that strengthens your legs, reduces fall risk, and supports lifelong mobility. You don't need expensive equipment or complicated diets. Small, consistent actions repeated every morning build a solid foundation that protects your independence and quality of life as you age. But to truly lock in these gains, there's one final message I want you to hear, and we'll cover that in the conclusion.